Glad you're back. I hope you and your family are well and you're enjoying summer. Sometimes it's actually warm and sunny, huh? What a surprise. Well, in church this week, the Bible story was about King Saul and a young man named David. You may remember David. He killed a giant called Goliath, played the harp, and was best friends with King Saul's son, Jonathan. Well, King Saul and David had a difficult relationship. King Saul used to get really angry with him, and on more than one occasion they had big fights. Well, in this story I'm going to share with you today is also about a big fight. It's written by Queen Rania al-Abdullah of Jordan. She wrote it along with another lady who lives in Michigan named Kelly DiPuccio. And the idea for Queen Rania's story came from something that actually happened to her when she was in grade school. She and her best friend had a fight. Are you ready to hear what happened? Me too. Let's read. It's called The Sandwich Swap. The Sandwich Swap. Hard to say, huh? Are you ready? Okay, here we go. The Sandwich Swap by Her Majesty Queen Rania al-Abdullah. Written with Kelly DiPuccio and illustrations by Tricia Tusa. It all began with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And it ended with a hummus sandwich. Salma and Lily were best friends at school. They drew pictures together. They played on the swings together. They jumped rope together. And they ate their lunches together. But just what they ate was a little different. Lily ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich every day for lunch. Salma ate a hummus and pita sandwich every day for lunch. And although Lily never said it out loud, she thought Salma's sandwich looked weird and yucky. She felt terrible that her friend had to eat that icky chickpea paste every day. Ew, yuck! And although Salma never said it out loud, she thought Lily's sandwich looked strange and gross. She just felt awful that her friend had to eat that gooey peanut paste every day. Ew, gross! Then one day, Lily just couldn't hold back those pesky thoughts any longer. "Your sandwich looks kind of yucky," she blurted out. "What did you say?" Selma asked, thinking she must have misunderstood her friend. "I said, your sandwich looks yucky." Salma frowned. She looked down at the thin, soft bread, and she thought of her beautiful, smiling mother as she carefully cut Salma's sandwich into 2 neat halves that morning. Her hurt feelings turned mad. "Yeah, well, your sandwich looks gross, and it smells bad, too," Salma snapped back. Lily looked surprised. She sniffed the thick, squishy bread, and she thought of her dad in his silly apron, whistling as he cut Lily's sandwich into 2 perfect triangles that morning. Lily scowled. "It does not smell bad. Does too. Oh, yuck! Ew, gross!" That afternoon, the friends did not draw pictures together. They did not swing together. And they did not jump rope together either. The next day, Salma ate her lunch at one table, and Lily ate her lunch at another. Meanwhile, the peanut butter versus hummus story had spread, and everyone began choosing sides. Each side had something not so nice to say to the other. Peanut butter breath, garlic breath, jelly heads, chickpea brains. Pretty soon, the rude insults had nothing at all to do with peanut butter or hummus. You're weird. You're stupid. You look funny. You dress dumb. And then it happened. Somebody yelled, "Food fight!" Peanut butter and hummus sandwiches and other lunch favorites began flying back and forth between both sides of the lunchroom. They stuck to the walls. They stuck to the ceiling. They stuck to the lunch lady. When the sandwiches were all gone, pudding cups and applesauce and carrot sticks took flight. Salma and Lily looked at one another from across the rowdy, splattered room. They both felt ashamed by what they saw. They both felt really ashamed when the principal called them into her office after they had helped clean up the mess. The following day, Salma set her lunch down across from Lily's. The two girls nibbled on their sandwiches in silence. Finally, Lily got up the courage to speak. "Would you like to try a bite of my peanut butter and jelly?" Salma grinned. "Sure, why not? Would you like to try my hummus and pita?" Lily laughed. "I'd like that. On the count of three?" "Okay, on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Yummy! Hey, this is delicious, and this is heavenly." The girls giggled and hugged and traded sandwiches. After lunch, Salma and Lily met with the principal again. This time, they were there to suggest a very special event for the whole school. And that's how it all began, with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and ended with a hummus and pita sandwich. The end. Well, Salma and Lily managed to resolve their differences, right? They managed to change from having a big fight to realizing, it really wasn't anything that you should fight about. Unfortunately, in the Bible story, King Saul and David never managed to agree to disagree. And David had to leave the court and hide from King Saul, who was determined to kill him if he could just catch him. Well, I'm thinking, what would Jesus think about all of this? Do you think Jesus would think that Salma and Lily found a good way to resolve their differences? And what do you suppose Jesus would think about King Saul and David? I think he would have been sad that King Saul could not learn to trust David and not be mean to him, right? And I'm thinking, I bet you sometimes have a fight with your best friend, right? Or your brother or your sister. And I hope that you think of Salma and Lily and realize, Jesus would probably like me to find a way to not be mad at them, right? Find a way to solve this big problem we have. Because in the end, it's probably not that big a deal, right? So, I hope you can resolve your differences when you have a fight sometimes. Because face it, we all have fights with people that we love. like Salma and Lily, we can figure out a way to make up, say sorry, and make things better. Okay? And I will see you again next week. Have a good week. Enjoy the sunshine. And the clouds, too, if they happen to come. Bye.